when you are building your business, when you're working on your business. So we're talking about making your tomorrows better than your todays. We're talking about building the ultimate machine for servicing your customers. You know, when I look around at all the entrepreneurs who are grinding it out, spending 70 to 80 hours per week growing their business, you have to ask yourself the question, at what cost? Hi, my name's Tim Uchuk, and in this podcast, we're going to be exploring the tools, tactics, and strategies for crushing it and scaling your business without making the ultimate sacrifice of your time and freedom. Hey, what's up? Tim Uchuk here, and I actually just recorded another episode on my way to the boat store to pick up an accessory to flush out our engine, and I just left the boat store, and I'm gonna hop on here and record another quick episode for you. And this is something that's top of mind for me because we're building a software right now. It's a team performance management software because I haven't found anything out there that really does this in terms of helping your team, helping your business, helping yourself um, reach their full potential. So, following a lot of the principles that I talk about in this podcast, we're building out a software to help you or to help entrepreneurs essentially do it in a really simple, intuitive way. And so, what is top of mind for me when and I'm going to lay the context for you in terms of when you are building your business, when you're working on your business. So we're talking about making your tomorrows better than your todays. We're talking about building the ultimate machine for servicing your customers, right? We want to make that predictable, reliable, repeatable, because when that's in place, when those things are true, then you have a sellable asset. And when you have a sellable asset, that's a big benefit for you from a risk mitigation standpoint, from a peace of mind standpoint. It's a benefit to your employees, right? Because you've got the ingredients to be an industry leader when you have these things in place. So I want to talk about a theme. It's something called user experience. The short form for this in software development is UX. They call it UX. That's short form for user experience. So what is that? Well, every time you interact with an application on your phone, anytime you interact with a website, anytime you interact with an app on your computer, you're smashing up against user experience. And if you have had the experience with an app or a software and you've felt really good about it's simple, it's intuitive, it's easy to use versus the other end of the spectrum where you've used something and it's a pain in the butt, it's complicated. I'm sure if you run a business, you have experienced this probably on a daily basis. Poor UX, poor user experience. And from a design standpoint, this happens when, let's say that let's say that there is an action that you take within an app very, very often, right? Repeatedly, over and over, multiple times a day. And it's a pain in the butt to do it because you have to click in like 3, 4, 5 times, you have to search. And it's just a pain in the butt to do what should be much more simple repeatably, right? So the long and short of it is UX is about user experience. And if you look at your business through the lens of UX, and when you are designing the user experience for your customers. For example, when you onboard a new customer, when you deliver your service to a new customer, when you hop on a sales call with a potential customer, when you educate your prospects out in the marketplace, UX comes into play and it's a useful way of thinking and the takeaway here is often we don't think in terms of when we're designing our business from the experiential standpoint. And by that I mean, let's isolate one example. When you onboard a client, when we look at it through the lens of UX, of experience, we are asking ourselves, before we even get into building out the process and thinking about that, how do we want them, when they run through this process, whatever it is, how do we want them to feel? How do we want them to feel? Because when we're able to accomplish having them feel, things like excited, confident, um, confident in themselves, confident in you, right? They feel like the risk and the burden, whatever that was that you are solving, has been lifted and removed from their shoulders. How do we want them to feel when they've gone through that experience that you were creating? Onboarding your employees, by the way, this applies internally. When you onboard your employees, how do you want them to feel after the first day of interacting with your business? How do you want them to feel from the moment they accept a position with you? How do you want them to feel when they apply with your business? What does that process look like that they go through when they first apply with your business, and how do you want them to feel? Because when you start there, I can tell you, like, in our application process, when you apply, we want you to feel like, especially when you're wanting to attract A players, you want them to feel like this is different. This is a different opportunity. These people, this company stands for something. This company treats people not like numbers. This company treats people with respect and dignity, and they stand for something. That's how you want them to feel. And now it becomes a matter of reverse engineering that feeling, and that becomes your acceptance test for whatever it is you're building, if that makes sense. So the lens of UX, the lens of user experience design, can really benefit your business when you approach from the end, not from getting into the weeds and all of the, should we use this tool, this software, the steps, who does what. Start from whoever the stakeholders are, whoever the people are that are going through the experience, through the process. Start with the emotion of how you want them to feel. And if you can accomplish that, then you've got it. And that's going to help you to point you in the right direction, to navigate and make the right decisions if there's, too much complexity. And then also, a lot of businesses, when they look at designing processes, believe it or not, they don't even think about the customer. They don't even take the customer's feelings into consideration. So this is what I wanted. This is kind of a short episode. I wanted to hop on here because it's top of mind for me, and it's the question that we're asking. More importantly than any of the little bells and whistles and features and benefits is, how do we want them to feel at every step in the process, during every interaction with the business, with the software in this example. But this is what you want to think in terms of your internal customers, which are your employees, your team members, and your customers, right? And the acronym is UX. It stands for user experience, and it's a great place to start whenever you're designing something within your business, aka your processes, your systems, because these are the experiences that they are going to be colliding with. And you will have a great business on your hands if you're able to create delight through those processes. So hope that makes sense. This is kind of two podcast kind of day, but I hope that was useful, and I will catch up with you guys soon. Hey, Tim Uchuk here, and real quick, if you enjoyed this podcast episode, if you could take a couple quick seconds to give it a rating, it would be very much appreciated. And secondly, if you're looking for more tools and strategies on how you can crush it in life and business, just head on over to bookwithtim.com, where I've put together a free case study which shows you how to unlock unprecedented freedom today by using the 2 power levers. Just head on over to bookwithtim.com. Until next time, wishing you success and freedom in your business. Cheers.